FIDE Master Johnny Curtis here, and I've got two games I'm going to show you. I'll show you this one first. First one I'm playing is One Hates Black. So you must hate having a black pieces. Well, I've got the black pieces here. And I just want to go through each and every move in the chess.com analysis room. And as you can see, E4, book move, probably the strongest move on the board. Of course, it is also the move that leads to the most complications on the board. Knight F6. So I played the Alekhine defense, and one attacked me. Now, fortunately, I do know from experience, having played around 135,000 games, that I know a little bit about the Alekhine's defense. So about basically the first 12 or 13 moves gets me through the opening. And now he attacks me. It's one of the main lines. Knight's only got one decent square, B6. And now white takes the centre with D4. Now, so as not to be overrun, the idea of the Alekhine's defence is to get white to try to take up as much space as possible and to chip away at the centre. So that's what we do. We play D6 and we try to start undermining the centre. Already in this position, we're threatening pawn takes pawn and the exchange of queens with a better game. So he took the pawn off, and that's apparently it's a book move. So I recaptured with the e-pawn. And the reason why I recaptured with the e-pawn, I try to keep things simple. If I take with the c-pawn, right, if I take with the c-pawn, it takes me 1, 2, 3 moves to castle. Whereas if I take with the e-pawn like I did, it only takes 1, 2 moves to castle, right? So instead of 3 moves to castle, it only takes me 2 moves. And because I've got the black pieces, I want to castle as soon as possible. Played knight c3, so I played bishop e7. I want to castle as quickly as possible, and I'm indicating that. Played bishop d3, and I thought, well, it's a book move, but I didn't know whether it was a book move or not. But I thought, aha, I could play knight c6. I probably should have played knight c6. But anyway, I castled. And he played knight e2, which is the best move. So I played knight c6. I should play a5. Now the engine says I should be playing a5. And now he played bishop e3. He should be castling according to the engine, completing his development. See, one of the things about this position is there's only one piece attacking that pawn. So there's nothing threatened. So why shouldn't white castle and bring a big castle into the game? Right? But no, he played bishop e3. It's a good solid move. But it does allow this move, knight there. And that's the technical problem with it. Because now I'm threatening his bishop. Now his bishop, if it moves back, leaves this pawn for nothing, right? And guess what? He didn't see it, right? He thought that if I played knight takes pawn, he could chase this knight away, play queen here, hit this knight and threaten checkmate and win a piece. But it doesn't work because of this. Knight takes pawn. Best move. Now he plays pawn there. Now, of course, if I played knight here, queen to d3, if I played knight here, queen to d3 would threaten the knight and checkmate, and I would lose a piece. So in this position then, the best move is knight takes bishop, exclamation mark. Pawn takes, right? And now, yes, he can threaten. Well, I've got to move the knight back, that's true, but I've stolen a pawn. I didn't play the best move. I played knight a6. Now, knight a6 is the book move. It's a real engine move. I'll be honest. I wouldn't have seen that move in 1,000 years. Anyway, but knight a6 is what the engine says. Right? Okay. I took that one. Takes and knight c6. Yeah, the problem here is my knight can't go here, can't go there, and the chess engine's all about piece activity. So he should have played knight f4. He castled. There's nothing wrong with that. Completes his development. He's got 2, 4, 6 pawns, and I've got 7, so I've got a pawn extra. I played bishop there. Engine gave me a star move for that. I was really happy. And he should play e4, but he played queen d3. So I played g6. This is very interesting. The engine actually suggests that a better move is f5, right? Right, f5, just trying to. But I didn't like that. I was a bit. I played g6. I'm a bit more conservative than the chess engine because I don't see 20 moves deep. Anyway, the game has gone according to pure logic thus far, except for his loss of a pawn. But here, I thought the position was about a little bit better for me, but not much. And that's exactly what the evaluation bar on the side of the board is saying. You can see the black is covering a larger portion of the board control. He played knight e4. I thought that's a good move. I didn't like that one. And the engine says I should play bishop here, right? I was worried about this move. I actually thought I liked this move, but I was a bit worried of rook takes bishop. I was worried about rook takes bishop. So I wasn't sure about that one. Oops, I'll put that back. So I played d5 and queen takes. And then now it's the best move. And now the position is black has got a slight initiative again, but I think the initiative is not so much the position, it's all about the extra pawn. Played knight there, and I thought that's a good move. That threatens to play a move like queen here maybe, and attack that pawn. I don't know, but it's not a bad move. I might threaten bishop here. Yeah, bishop here. The engine's saying bishop here is a better move, right? So that bishop would be very strong here. Remember, there's no attack down here anymore, so the bishop here would be very strong. I played knight there because I saw the bishop to a2 move coming. But he played queen there, and that's the best move. So I just pushed the pawn to c6, and I thought, well, I'll just hold everything. Just holding everything. And anyway, it's white to move in this position. What would you play? Well, I don't know what the best move is, but I imagine it's probably something like bishop to d3 or something. Yeah, bishop d3, best move. Okay, it develops a bishop and clears the way for the castle to come over and protect the e-pawn. Anyway, so I played knight there. I thought, oh, I'll just hustle him. I just threaten knight takes pawn, see what he does. And he should take the knight according to the engine, but if he did, I'd take with the queen. I played knight to d6. Oh, the engine loves this move. In a few moves, I'm going to make a big blunder. I am. It's really ridiculous. Black's winning easily, but I'm going to find a way to lose this game. Now, my opponent's 2174, and at the time that I played him, this morning, it was only about an hour or two ago, maybe less, about an hour or two ago I played him. And you'll see anyway how badly I play. So I've got a pawn up, and I played knight d6 to prevent this move, pawn to e4. I didn't like this move. Anyway, he played rook to f2. Engine says rook to f3. See rook f3, you might be able to hit the queen then. And just chase me away and make me feel uncomfortable. But he played rook there, and I thought, that's nice and passive. So I played bishop there. I thought, well, I'll change bishops. Yeah, he took the bishop. He thinks I'm going to take with the knight or the pawn or something stupid because he wants to take this pawn off. The engine says that in this position, queen here is a good move. It just threatens the knight. Okay. Okay. So what did I do here? I played queen takes. And that's the best move because now the pawn's still held by the knight. And then he moved his knight back and I thought, well, what do I do with my queen? Where's a good square? And I played queen there. It's not the best. Queen to d7 is best. This is where I start going astray. I'm trying to think too deeply about the position and trying to work out how to win. And he played knight c5, just a logical move. It just puts a little bit pressure on white, and there's always the chance of knight check and knight here and all that sort of rubbish. Anyway, I played rook there, which is a real Dumbo move. Now, what's wrong with playing rook there? Tell me. Well, you must be able to see it. If you're a good player, you'll see it straight away. And my opponent did not, with 1 minute and 13 seconds on his clock. It was a 3-minute game on chess.com. With 1 minute and 13 seconds on his clock. Have a look at the evaluation bar. Look how good, how big black's winning by a mile, right? Here, when I play this move, black's still better, according to the engine, after this move. Anyway, he played knight there and he's trapped my rook. he's trapped my rook, folks. Anyway, I should play rook to e6. The best move is rook here. Rook e6 and setting up a blockade. Right, rook e6. Anyway, I didn't. I played rook e7. I played another Patson move. Anyway, he took my rook, so I took back. And then he played queen there. He's pinning my knight and possibly my castle along here, which is the idea of allowing him rook here and rook takes pawn check. So I've got to be careful. Have to be very, very careful now. So I played rook e6. Engine says, no, you should put the knight there and attack his castle. Anyway, what did he do? Well, he played rook f3 and I thought, oh, that doesn't do much. So I played king to g7, and the engine says, this is a mistake, right? It's a mistake, right? But I can't see a win for him or anything. Anyway, he played rook there, and that's a mistake. Queen a5 was best. The engine's now saying, oh, queen a5 is a good move, because you can come in here and penetrate, start causing trouble, right? Okay. But he didn't play it. He played rook there. And I thought, oh, you beauty. I should play queen e7. See, the engine's pointing it out. Queen e7 was the best move, but I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll just push a pawn. And he played queen there. Star move, best move. So I played queen here. Engine says play knight c5. Have a look at the evaluation bar. Position's equal, right? So it's amazing, isn't it? You lost the exchange, but because I got that pawn earlier on in the game, the position's balanced. It's amazing. It's amazing game, chess. He took the pawn. He gets an exclamation mark move for that, right? But the position's still equal. So now I played knight here. Star move, best move. It threatens a pawn. Threatens this pawn, and threatens knight here, hits 2 rooks. Anyway, he pushed the pawn there, said, go away. And I thought, no, I'm not. I'm going in here. So I went there and I attacked 2 castles. And so now we've got a different kind of game. Black's winning again, believe it or not. Anyway, he played queen there. I don't know why. It's a mystery to me. But he's 2,174 and he hates the black pieces. Maybe he hates the black pieces attacking him. So I thought, well, I'll attack him there if he hates that. So I took his rook with check. Apparently rook takes pawn was better, right? And he played rook takes. And then I played rook takes pawn. And now we've got a possible let me say, possible ending. So black's winning. Black's actually threatening like almost like a checkmate, almost. It's very close. Right, so king went there, and I thought, gee, that's a bad move, so I gave him a check. And guess where he went? He went to the worst square you could possibly think of. He went here. And I thought, well, I can see a dirty big check in this position, so I'll do it. And then he went here, and I thought, I can see another dirty big check, and so I checkmated him. Wasn't that easy? That was against One Hates Black. So now I'm going to take you into my archives. I'm only going to show you 2 games. The other one I played, so against One Hates Black, I played at 87.5% accuracy. But now I want to show you a game against BesmirH. BesmirH, right? Okay, this is against BesmirH. And it's mainly, the reason why I'm showing you this game, you might say, oh, it's just another game of chess. But for all the beginners out there and the other players that want to learn how to play, what I try to do is choose an instructive game that has clarity about it, and the moves are fairly simple to find when they're pointed out to you, so that you'll much more easily catch on and discover how this great game is played. And you will improve if you listen to me and what I've got to say. Okay, so let's get into this game now. E5 was played. I think we got to go into the analysis room for this one, Johnny. Yeah, we're going into the chess.com analysis room. Just so I can show you what the engine's saying, and you can have a look at the evaluation bar. Okay, C4, E5. This is a common way to counter the English, right? This is the English opening, the C4, E5. It's the King's Indian variation. Knight C3, D6. Well, it's a move. We're playing BesmirH, BesmirH. He's 2,101. He's from Italy. He's from Italy. Viva Italia. Viva Italiano, right? Mambo. Hey, Mambo Italiano. Yeah. Anyway, G6. You know what? I used to like Dean Martin singing, right? That's Amore, right? He sang songs like That's Amore, Little Italy. He had a very sweet voice. Italians loved him. F5 was played. Bishop to G2. Okay, so what we're trying to do is control white squares along the diagonal and intersecting white squares. Black has got all, notice black's starting to put all the pieces on black squares. We've got the white ones. Well, I played D4. I wonder what the engine says about this move. Well, the evaluation bar says white's got an advantage, so it can't be a bad move. Anyway, he pushed the pawn past. And now his idea is to slowly build up his game with, say, C6 and D5 and Bishop E3 and Bishop E7 and castle. And meanwhile, try to restrict me. See, I can't play my knight here now. And the pawn is like a bit of a thorn in my side. But what I plan to do, and you'll see me do this, is I ask myself questions when I look at this position, and I did during the game. I got 3 minutes and 4 seconds on my clock. BesmirH's got 2 minutes and 59. And I decided, well, I've got to get a setup where I can nullify the attack that he's building up, and at the same time give myself chances of a counter-attack. And so that's why I played Bishop to G5 and pinned the knight. And the bar on the side of the board, the evaluation bar, says white's still better. Played Bishop E7. And I thought, well, He's not causing me any trouble. So I took his knight off. And the bishop recaptured. So in this position, the thing that I've got this pawn here doesn't really worry me, but I thought I'll play e3. No, I played knight d5. Sorry, I stand corrected. I played knight d5, and now the position's equal. c6 should probably be played. c6. Let's see what he played. Castled. So I took a bishop, and black's slightly better now after queen takes knight. Oh, it's equal. The engine says equal. Anyway, e3, I played that. My plan is to get a knight on that square. That's my real plan. I've neglected my development because I can't see how he stops knight here and knight there. Maybe knight there. Okay, so that's the reason why I did everything. He played knight to d7. Maybe he should just go g4 and try to get an attack. Now white's better after h4, right? That would cause him all sorts of headaches. Right, so in this position now, I hope I'm not, am I streaming? I'm not streaming, am I? No, I'm not streaming, I'm just recording. I thought I was streaming for a second, I received a challenge. Right, so in this position, he played knight d7, I played knight e2 to continue my plan to go to this wonderful square. Played b6, he plays very well here for quite some time. He's got 2:54 and he's 2 minutes 54 seconds on his clock, he's doing well. I played rook c1, just in case he starts attacking a pawn or something like that. Something crazy, I thought, well, protected. He played bishop to b7, and I played h4. So the purpose of h4 is I want to play knight here and not have any problems with it, with his position. It's a beautiful knight, isn't it? Anyway, he played c5, and I thought, aha, if I play knight here, he might want to take this pawn and cause me trouble. Now, I played queen here. Then I realised that there's a chance for him to make a few unusual moves, such as pawn takes pawn. I thought pawn takes pawn is interesting. See, if I can't take with the pawn because he plays here and attacks my queen, and he's attacking my bishop at the same time. So I was wondering whether in this position here, is pawn takes pawn a good move? He played rook a5 to d8. Let's have a look at pawn takes pawn and see what the engine says about it. It's the move I was worried about. I'm trying to see what the engine says. Okay. It really says if queen takes d4, knight e5, right? See, black's winning. The engine's saying in the evaluation bar that after pawn takes pawn, black is actually winning. Mainly because you can't take the pawn. You can't take with the pawn because this pawn here move. But pawn takes pawn was so important because it stops the knight going there. So now you can see white's miscalculated, right? But he didn't take that pawn. He played rook there. So what did I do? Well, I played queen c3, and now pawn takes pawn doesn't make any difference. He played queen there, and now white is slightly better. Isn't it amazing how the position can change from one accurate move to an inaccurate move? I played knight there because that's where my knight wanted to go in the first place. Of course, if he plays pawn takes pawn now, I'll just recapture the queen and I've got a wonderful game. So he played knight there, and so now I castled. I decided it's important to get the other castle working. Anyway, he played h3, h6. That's a bad move, isn't it? It's like my other game. You know the other game that I played? You remember the other game that I played where I lost the exchange and yet my position was okay because I won a pawn earlier on during the game and the position was balanced. However, the engine says knight here, top move, and now he played queen there. And I ripped his rook off. He ripped, and I ripped. So, and the reason why I'm ripping this pawn is I want to control the open D file, as you'll see. It's very important to have the rooks working. One thing to have an extra exchange, but black's got a potential attack with G5 and Queen H4 and knight here and a checkmate down there. Right? Oops, put that back. Okay, pawn takes pawn. Rook to D1. I think it's the wrong rook. I think I'll put the wrong rook there. But never mind. Never mind. He played queen to H4. Now, this is a very sneaky move because I'll show you why. There's a variation that goes pawn here. He's threatening to take the pawn. And if I take the pawn, he could take back and play knight here, get some sort of, he might be able to get some little attack, not much. But I played rook d6, and now he can't play g5 because of rook takes knight. So now he's got some problems. So he comes up with a brilliant idea, plays queen to g4. The whole idea of his idea is this. He wants to play rook, he wants me to play rook here, right, in next move. And if I play rook here, he wants to play g5. He does. Because if I take his knight, he'll take my rook, right? So I'm thinking, how can I outsmart him? So I thought, well, I'll just play queen here. That'll trick you. And then he can't play g5. Anyway, it's here. He's got 1 minute and 19 seconds left. And he played queen here. He says, I'm going to penetrate your position. And guess what I said? Because I have to talk to him. I said, no, you're not. I'm going to take your knight. You got to laugh. You got to laugh. Because now, see, his problem is his bishop is blocked by his pawn. Now, if he takes with the pawn, I'm going to take the pawn off here, and I get an attack with a check there. So I've penetrated his position. It's probably pawn takes knight. It's maybe still the best. But he played, if he plays rook takes, I play check here, and I take his bishop off, and I'm a piece up, right? Can you see that? So if he takes with the rook, we just give him a check, and he goes here. Look, queen takes bishop is a piece down. Not that easy to win, but we'll find a way. Love will find a way, right? But he wouldn't be able to hold that position very long. Okay, so we'll go back here. So I played rook takes knight. He took with a pawn, so I took a pawn off. I thought, you beauty, I'm threatening this pawn, and I'm threatening a dirty big check down there. Anyway, guess what he did? He played queen hits rook. He's hoping to cause me some trouble. So I gave him a check. And now he thinks he might get a draw. He's got to be kidding. He played king here, so I took another pawn with check. And then he went there, so I gave him another check. Then he went there, so I gave him another check. What does that do? Well, he played king back there. So now with this check, this is the point of checking here. Now we cover the D squared, D1 squared, and we can attack his queen. Can you now see the problems he's got? Queen here does nothing. He can play queen takes pawn. At least he's coming back towards his king. But once we hit his queen, he took the pawn back. He wants to somehow get his queen back, but it's all too late because after rook there, he has to resign with 29 seconds on the clock because that's checkmate. He can't stop checkmate. See? Checkmate, checkmate, checkmate. And he can't play rook here because the queen takes check and mate. Right? Okay, so that was very, very logical chess. And we had our plan. Our plan was in the opening, we had the plan. Even though we neglected our development, we had the plan in the opening to put our knight on f4. So when we looked at this position here in this early stage, we played knight here, and we knew even then that our knight was going to go to this square and get a bind on his position. It's just a matter that we had to build up and fortify the d4 square first to stop any captures so that he can get his knight to e5. If he got his knight to the critical square e5 and you took the wrong way, or you were a bad player and you pushed a pawn and it allowed him to penetrate with a knight on e5, then black would be winning instead of white winning, right? And the position was very, very fine. And he missed the key move. I made that little error where it wasn't a little error. If I was playing a master, a top master or something, or a top GM, the GM would have seen pawn takes d pawn, and with a good game for black, right? Doesn't mean it's finished or anything like that, but would have been a good game for black. Even despite the isolated d pawn, wouldn't even matter anymore. Would be all about the heavy pieces. Well, I hope you enjoyed this short session. I'm now going to load it up to YouTube, and please give the video the thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel. It's free to subscribe to YouTube. And if you want to make a donation to help my YouTube channel, there's a PayPal link in the video description on YouTube, right? So just go to the video description and there's a PayPal link, a secure PayPal link. Thank you very much, and until next time, it's FIDE Master John Curtis and Grandmaster Teddy saying goodbye and God bless you all.